I think that is working. Can anyone hear me? It's working. You can hear me? Hello, Al. Every time I see your name, Al, I always see AI. And I'm thinking, oh, it's artificial intelligence. It's a bot. Prove to me you're not a bot and it's not AI Triano. Oh, good. Because I tried tweaking it. I still notice that when I do those, the videos, there's this weird crackly popping noise, and I can't figure out what it is. Like when I use these earbuds, it sounds absolutely fine, but as soon as I record a video, it's got like that crackly poppy noise. Hello, Jorge. Are you out of hospital now? Are you home? Do you have your little care package? I haven't checked on the delivery status of that. So what are you then, Al? Is it Al? I'm assuming it's Al. See, now I've got the Paul Simon song in my head. If you'll be my bodyguard, I can be your long lost. Yeah, I'm showing off my age now, aren't I? I think the lighting is definitely working. I tweaked it a little bit more. I'm still not excellent. I think I might have to get something to block it off a little bit because it's like really bright. So maybe I'll do like that. I'll get like a nice like silk thing and just lay it over it to dull the light down. And you haven't got it yet. I'll have to. I use that 17 track, Jorge, and you can just put in loads because I've got a few things I'm waiting on. I did get kind of get my Apex, the second Apex Plus today, but it went back. I was at work, so it went back to the post office. So I have to go and pick that up tomorrow. But I'm just waiting on a couple of things. I do have your package in there as well, just to like keep an eye. But it just says LAX. Yeah, this Al, this was. I've got to give the credit to Jorge. I watched. It was a sun. I think it was a Sunday night, and he was on really late, just making bands. And in the background, I saw like the shoe thing, and yeah, oh, it's great because I can just come over here and like take a sling that like whatever one I want. I'm trying to figure out whether to put like just sticker labels on there or how to do that. But I'll juggle them up sooner or later anyway because I'll be like, taking one and whatever one I have in my hand, I'll just plonk that in the pocket. So they'll all get shuffled around anyway. And also when I'm looking, I'll be thinking, okay, well, should I sort them by like type, like natty and production, or like I, I I would forever be changing them around. I was one of those people that when I had a DVD collection, I was forever like changing. Oh, alphabetical. No, no, it needs to be in genre and then alphabetical and stuff like that. So I don't think I'd ever be satisfied. But so the natty that I don't know if you there's two of you. Like, I don't know if you both saw the video that I put up last night. It was late because it took ages to upload. So this natty, this isn't the one I'm going to be shooting through October. So that is 140 mil. So I'm dying to band this thing out. Like I've had this ages drying out, and like my big bloody King Kong hands, I can still like hold it a good brace grip. but I'm going to band it up soon. But the one that I am going to be shooting and trying to sort of perfect, this one I've called Nobby. So this one was sent to me from. Oh, and by the way, Al, yeah, no, I do want to try and do that. I'm going to do the lives, but I do want to try and put it up before time so that people get. I get it. Not everyone can just like book their time and oh, I'm going to do it this time. But I'm trying to do it so that people can see uh, and make plans ahead. Oh yeah, I can actually uh, attend that live. Shoot matchbox cards. Yeah, I shoot bloody planes out the sky with that thing. I'm probably going to band it up soon because I'm really intrigued. So I'm going to be doing other frames throughout the month, but for the video I had last night, the idea is I'm going to shoot the same frame for 30 days and uh, see if I can perfect it. So this one was, you might have seen it in other videos, Shade sent me this one, and I've called it Nobby just because it's got a little knob sticking out the front. Oh, you set a timer. Excellent. And because you're over in Eastern Canada, aren't you, Al? If I remember rightly. So you're an hour, maybe 2 hours ahead. So that's what 8:30ish where you are. Because I'm in Calgary, so we're Mountain Time. It's just gone 6:30 here. Yeah, that's the hope. Because I keep jumping around different frames, and that's like my brain just jumping from branch to branch. It's like, yeah, so I need to at least stick to one, but I am going to do odd little things because I can't just do 31 days of just one frame. I will every so often be pulling out other frames. But what I'm going to do, let's just jump over to here and let's go whoosh. I've yet to find out how to do a sound effect for that yet. Yeah, here's your better view, and I've still got my little. Again, I don't know if you saw the videos last night, but like I can do the whole hits, misses, and then I can. That reset has gone again. Oh well, I can't reset it. So let's just get ahead of ourselves here. Should we have a guess what today's going to go like? Let's just get there now. Right, let's just bring that browser page back up just so I can see the chat. Oh, you're in New Jersey. Have you got like the whole Jersey accent? Do you say it's a Jersey thing, just like in that episode of South Park? I don't know why. I thought you was in Toronto or Ontario somewhere. I don't know why I thought that. But oh, so we've got the ketchup. It's still a disaster from last night. So let's. I'm going to get some paper ups because I'm trying to be sensible. I'll try and be good and sensible, and I'm going to try and do it properly of using paper. So let's get that. Let's find those good targets. I've got so many of these. I know you've probably seen it, and again, not advertising, but www.targets.ws. You can just grab the PDF and just print as many as you want. So these really come in handy for sighting in. Because I'm trying to figure out the technique. I don't know if it was like for you guys when you first started learning. Did you get it uh, where you'd be shooting and all of a sudden you'd get like that ray of light from the heavens, oh, and all of a sudden something just clicked in your brain. And it's like, oh yeah, do that. But I've had a couple of those, and that's what I'm kind of hoping for this 31 days of shooting to try and get that oh moment. There's got to be a name for that. Better than oh moment. And also, again, like because of in the video yesterday, I just think natties don't get enough love. Like everyone's shooting, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but everyone's shooting like all these latest and greatest frames and all this, and it's like the good old natty is just being forgotten and left behind. So I'm fighting for the natty here. So let's get this up. Right, I'm gonna have to hang the other bit up. Pop. Let's get some of this junk off. Right, let's get this disc to the side. Let's get this can all split in half. Let's get rid of that. And let's just get this peg and let's get this in here properly. I'm going to have to go to Dollarama and get more pegs because every now and again I hit them. Right, where are we? Yeah, I agree, Hoy. That's the idea of this is trying to stick with one, and then once I've got that, the way I'm picturing it, anyone stop me if I've already told these stories. My brain just throws things out there. But I tried to learn guitar many years ago, and and I think most people, you pick up the guitar and it's like, oh, I'm just going to learn. I'm going to learn this song to impress the ladies. Look how well that went. um, so I can't. I think it was Wonderwall, Oasis Wonderwall at the time. And then someone told me, well, if you learn a song, you've learnt that song. But if you learn all the chords and everything, then you've learned 1,000 songs. And that kind of clicks. And that's what I'm trying to do with this now. Like, focus on one frame, figure out what I'm doing wrong, and how to correct it. And then once I've really nailed it down, then I can start applying those same logics to other frames. And I know I'm not enlightening anyone here because you guys are already at that stage. You're probably sitting there going, "No shit, Sherlock." But also, like as I said, that I wanted to do the natty thing because natties are under appreciated, and I think you've probably heard of No Nut November. I think we need to do Natty November for the slingshot community. Everyone just shoot natties during November. But let's give this a go. So, as I said, Shade sent me this one. I loved it because when he sent the picture, he had it kind of like this. And I said, oh, it kind of looks like a boxer, like the head and his arms up like this, and like the rubber latex look like his boxing gloves are still on, and he's going, yay! And it's like, I absolutely love that frame. And I didn't expect it, and he sent it to me. So that's why I want to shoot these as well. I like working for it. So I'm figuring a bit like driving. I haven't got the t-shirt on. I haven't got the shut up and shoot, so I don't have to shut up and shoot today. It's a bit like driving. Like if you do learn in a manual, or I think you call it a standard in North America, if you learn in that, you can drive a standard and an automatic. But if you learn in an automatic car, you can only drive an automatic. Well, I'm figuring this is the more difficult and natty because it's not balanced. It's not designed to be perfectly shot. Therefore, if I can do it with this, then I can do it with anything. That's the logic. I may lose my mind halfway through October and I may start going live from the insane asylum and I may be like this. So, either way, it's entertainment for you guys. Right, let's just catch up. One frame, one latex, one ammo. Yeah, that makes sense. Sticking to the same thing. So you don't hear, yeah, I guess you don't hear your own accent. Like, I get that, Al, because like in Canada, people are they're always saying, "Do my kids have accents?" And it's like, do they? I don't like. I don't. It doesn't register. So, which they do because they spend most of their time at school and things like that. So, they've got. I don't know actually. That's a good point. I don't know. To me, they sound kind of Canadian, but they might have to someone with a real Canadian accent. Like people might pick up and go, "Oh, why are you saying?" Look, I've got the real working class London accent of like we miss out the T's, water, what, and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'll have to try and really focus now and see if like my kids do. But right, let's try and get it. I'm trying to be good. I'm going to try and be good with the chat and uh, yeah, steady release. So yeah, out on that one. I am trying to do it. Like, I think I said it in one of my videos, and I get carried away after a while. But I'm trying to do like I do in archery, which was hold the arrow and then just don't hold the arrow. If that makes sense. So like with slingshots, I'm sort of holding, but you don't let go. You're just no longer holding the pouch. And it sounds weird, but so let's see how this goes. Right, I'm trying to get it so that that rear camera. Right, bands are lined up, aiming at the centre. Let's have a look. That's actually not too bad. So that hit here, and I was pretty much, I think I was pretty much centre. So let me try aiming at the bottom of that circle. And I'm going to do this quite a few times because, like, where I've done this before with paper, I've only shot a few and then start changing things around. And it's like I want to get a good idea of a consistency. Let the shot surprise you. It will if it bounces back and hits me in the face. Right, so let's do 5. So that's 2. Now, the thing I was saying the other day, where I got the oh moment. Sorry, am I blowing out everyone's eardrums? I don't know how loud that is. It was every time I was lining up the bands, but I wasn't looking down the bands. That's what clicked like a couple of days ago. It's like because I could like shooting, like I could line up the bands like that, or I could line up the bands sort of like here, or like I can move my head a bit and line the band. But like if I'm doing this, the bands are lined up and my frame is pointing straight ahead. But of course, this is going to go like over to the side. I was always forgetting. Imagine the line going down the bands and extending to the target. That's the bit I was forgetting. And sometimes I get a bit excited and carried away. Me getting all excited and distracted. Who'd have thought? Good point, Al. I had actually forgotten, and they are right here. That is a very good point because yeah, these are wrap and tuck, and I'm not ashamed to admit I'm not good with wrap and tuck. It's okay to say I'm not okay. Actually, I got these from a Mega, and they're actually really good. I got to say, like, if anyone's after safety glasses, and they were $6, but that was Canadian, so they're probably only about $4 ish US. I know I joke about the exchange rate, but it is considerably different. But I'm guessing up $3 or $4 in the US. Because as soon as I go on their website, it, it converts everything to Canadian. So I see all the prices in Canadian. Oh, I've got a little magnet in there. My balls are sticking together. I was like, why are my balls sticking together? Because it's a bit hot outside. Oh man. See, that's why I need all the subscriptions and all that I can get, so that I can get that that slow-mo camera, because I am never, ever, ever getting monetized, and that's a good thing. Because I'd rather be like this and get no money from YouTube than censor myself. Freedom of speech, freedom. Yeah, look, even he's doing. Look, freedom. Paul on no meds. I think that was 4. Do you have a channel, Al? I know Jorge does. Like I watch Jorge. I said I already watch Jorge's, but do you? Because I know I've subscribed to people, and maybe they just don't do videos, or YouTube is just deciding not to show me. But I don't think I've ever seen any videos from you. Right, so that was 5. See, this I'm actually happy about. It's the grouping. Like, so I've shot this 5 times, and there's only 3 holes on it. So I've gone through pretty much the same. You can see one of them is a little bit wider. So that grouping isn't bad. So I'm going, what, an inch too high. So if I aim at this T section, the horizontal's good though. The horizontal's approved, like, because I'm not just, I mean, a tiny bit left or right. Yeah, Jorge, I can't wait for you to do that disc, because it's, like you people might have seen in the comments, it was Shades, because he'd been sending me these natties, so I sent him a few things, and one of them was a few of those discs, because I've got a few. So Al, if you want any, hit me up. I can chuck a couple in the mail to you. But oh, they sound. I can't wait for you, Jorge, to hear it. It's so good. I shouldn't hype it up too much, because then you'll be like, oh, this is going to sound amazing, and then you'll be like, oh, really? That wasn't, like, the hype would be too much. But it sounds like, as a, the only way I think Shade said it, it's like halfway between glass and metal. But the best way is whatever Harry Potter movie it was one of the later ones, and they're in the Ministry of Magic, whatever, in the basement. They're running through, it's sort of a completely black room, and there's all big shelves and all these, I think, prophecies they are, in little glass vials. So if you've seen those movies, you know when they're all falling down, you get all that smashing. That is what it sounds like when you hit those discs. It's like this glassy smash noise, but it doesn't smash because they're like quite thick. I think I've got them down here. I might have bought them down here. They're probably in a drawer somewhere. But yeah, Al, if you want any, I'm happy to put a couple in, because I run a lot of servers and tech. I've always got hard drives breaking and shutting down, so I've got so many of those discs. Right, so let's try. Actually, what I'm going to do, no, don't worry, I am still practicing things. I'm going to change that paper because I've got so many. I want to see that difference, because when I aim lower, I want to know for sure that that new aiming is working. Right, let's take that off. I'll bring it down. I'll show you that target just so you guys can see. There, so there's the target. There, so we've got this whole opposite thing. Right, so one is there, 2 is there, 3 is there. And I shot 5 at that, and it hit every time. So, and yeah, I'm going to try and probably do, just for the lives, just so you know, roughly around the same time-ish every night. Apart from, because I know, like, Don, it is Don, isn't it? Double D's. I think he does his on a Wednesday. I think he does his at 6 p.m. on a Wednesday, so I'm not going to hinder on anyone else's. Anyone who's already established, I'm not going to overlap. So maybe on that, I'll watch his and then I'll circle it. Good idea. Let me get that pen. So yeah, I'm not going to be a complete dick and like jump in that. Not just for him, for everyone, because then people are not like, oh, where do I go? Like, go to Don's, I'll just do mine afterwards. So, there you go. So there's that grouping, and that was 5 shots. So let's see how this goes now. Let's do 10, but I'm aiming at the bottom of that circle, because looking at that, I should be at least getting into the grey circle. I think that's 2. Raise the anchor. Are you a pirate? Raise the anchor! I'd actually think that was actually pretty good. I'd be a good pirate. And did you hear my country song that just popped in my head last night? It was just totally on the fly. Or the words were just popping in my head. So yeah, and honestly, if people out there have like harmonica or banjo and could do some real like redneck kind of music, I would totally do a song. I have the same amount of musical talent than I do artistic talent. Which, as I've told many people, if you want to know about my artistic talent, the best way of describing it is I could fuck up a stick man. I don't mean like I could fuck up a stick man like in a fight. That's, they'd probably win. I lost count. I think that was 4. See, it would have come in handy doing that whole hit and miss thing. But see, what I've done, I won't bore people too much with the technical details, but those things, it's like a little like program that does that. And what I've done is Q does a hit, W does a miss, and then I set E to reset on both of them. And I think it doesn't like that. Every time I start my computer the next day, I'd have to go in and reset that again. So I'll figure something out on that because it's probably a gimmicky thing. I'll probably get rid of it because I'm not really pushing the keys. I should like see if I can get like a little thing, like a little, I don't know, just 3 little button pocket thing and just boom, boom, like. Oh, I don't know. Don't expect my brain to come out with sensible stuff. Let's have a look at that grouping. Right, that's interesting. I can't remember how many I shot. I think I went over the 5. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So give me a second here. I am just going to circle them in black, just so you can see it clearly. Gonna paint, paint, paint it black. Thank you. Right. Hey, Shades, the man of the hour, or whatever. Falling asleep. You falling asleep. Dude, it's like 2 a.m. where you are, 3 a.m. But there we go. So that is with lowering. So this is a bit I don't know what's going on there. But it certainly brought them into more the target area. So I think need to do more. Right. I'm just looking for somewhere to put these. I need a note to self. I need a recycling bin. So let's just chuck them down there. Let's put another paper up. How are you doing, Shades? Anyway, apart from very tired, probably because it's. Let me see. Yes, 2 a.m. where you are. But as I said, I can't. I think I might have said to you that yeah, I'm using Nobby. I can't remember if you responded. I know I said at one point, did you give it a name? I don't recall if you said, but because he's got a knob, so Nobby. Let's put another one of these up. Let's keep doing this because I'm trying to look on the positive, like that there is improvement in that. It is certainly moving. Right, going for bottom of the circle. I'm wondering as well because I don't know the whole science behind it, but there is the bands cooling down. Apparently, like they heat up when you, and it kind of makes sense. I think from my limited physics knowledge that stretching elastic would make it heat up, but because I'm holding for a long time, so it's probably cooling down. So I don't know if that would affect accuracy. That looked like it went to the left. I can actually see the hole. I wondered if I could get another set of lights shining outwards, because then when it pierces the hole, I'd kind of see the light coming through the hole. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, because I'm going to hit an LED and it's just going to go bang or catch fire or something. 'Cause I'm that person. Just in case I haven't said that, yeah. I'm that person. In England, and Shades, in England they call it sod's law, and it's if something can go wrong, it will. That's me. Like the other joke they say, and Shades, you might have heard this one for sure coming from England. It's I could fall into a bucket of tits and I'd still come out sucking my thumb. There, you're welcome to everyone in North America. Now you can use that one. I do love this frame though, Shades. Honestly, truly, from the heart. Like totally. Like I know you said like you just sort of walk around and you see like these branches and nets, but I truly love this. Like absolutely love it. It just feels so good in the hand. It looks to me it looks good because it's not perfect. It's not everything's balanced out. It's like it is what it is. And so I've always been that kind of guy. I always like root for the underdog. And to me, the Natties are underdogs. Not to say they're worse, but where you've got all these things and it's got to be precisely 24 millimeters and all these measurements. And Natty is just like, I am what I am. accept me for that. And I just love that whole concept that that is what a natty is. It is what it is. And I have to work with it to make it work. If you get what I mean, like, to make it work, I have to put in effort. It's like a relationship. It's like a relationship. Like, you got to put effort in to make it work. With a natty, you got to put that effort in to make it work. Yeah, that's the hope, Jorge. Like, I'd like to have it so that it's like that, but I am going to do that 140 mil one as well. Like, I have to do that. The focus is going to be this one, but every now and again I might just change it just for like a few shots at least, just to keep my brain like focused. But I'm dying to see what that 140 mil does. Line them up, got the line, and boom. Holy shit! I think that went straight through the middle. I swear I can see light shining through, like, exact middle. Holy shit! Yeah, right. It's literally right in the middle. I would honestly say, like, for it to be an absolute perfect right in the middle, it's like 2 mil to the left. It's so close, and it's that focus, I think, because now I'm trying to, in my head, go over my rules. Like Gizmo, Gizmo shooting. I'm going to call it Gizmo shooting because you've got to go over the rules. You've got to sort of like draw back, make sure the bands are lined up, but make sure the line of the bands is pointing where I want it to go. Then no longer hold the pouch. That sounds very zen, doesn't it? I'm now no longer holding the pouch. I should get a big monk outfit. Buddhist Zen monk. I am no longer holding. There is no pouch. Right. Yeah. Just as you can see, I am a big kid. I've always been a big kid, but that is really putting a smile on my face. That centre hole. When I looked and I can see the light just about, does it show up? Yeah, you can see it on the camera. Like, you can see that hole is like right in the middle. There's just that little glow. I wonder if I change it. Should we have a little play with colours? Is this the right control? Yellow. Oh, it's getting later in the evening. Let's have sexy colour. I should change that. Actually, I should change that paper, shouldn't I? Because if I start hitting bullseyes, I'm not going to know. And as I say, I've printed off so many of these. I don't know about for you, Shades, in the UK, but like in Canada, you can go to the library and print off. I think it's something like 50. You get 50 prints a week free. So like, I just go to, and you've probably seen it on the other thing, www.targets.ws, and I just print off every week. I go there and so I just print 50 of these because I know eventually I'm going to use them up. So yeah, if you get like some free printing thing, it's totally worth going to that site because they've got fun ones as well, like dartboards. They've got animals, monsters. Like, they've got all kinds of things. Oh, I forgot to hang this up. And it could just be for me, but like, I can't do the same target over and over and over again. I get it, like the whole aim small, miss small thing. I get that, but I need variety because I'm stuck in the basement. It's not like I'm locked down here, but if you saw like the backyard or back garden video I did, like the back garden's not that much bigger, and I have to drive for an hour to get to public land because I have to drive outside of Calgary. I can't be within city limits and shoot this thing because it's illegal. So that's what. Funny. Sorry, I did see your message earlier, Al, about the three-camera setup. Yeah, that's because I'm like a tech nerd as well. I work in like programming software and stuff like that. So my brain automatically goes to, oh, how can I tech this out? But that's why I do these things, and that's why I done the Penosaurus because I have to kind of change things around so that my brain's stimulated. Because you can see my brain is already going at like 50 miles an hour in a school zone. So, right, let's just catch up on. Oh, definitely put the bullseye on the wall. Oh, now you've done it, Shades. Sound 180. I guess we're roughly the same. Like we're Gen X. Yeah, I've got Jim Bowen in my head now. It's so, or just even darts in general. When you go, it's a bullseye. What was it that Jim Bowen you say? Nothing in this game for two in a bed. Oh, that stay out of the black and in the red. That's a dartboard. Oh, I could put a dartboard up. But that was it. Stay out of the black and in the red. Nothing in this game for two in a bed. And for everyone else, what that was, it was a dartboard, and instead of the numbers, it was like black, red, black, red, black, red, and you had to get a dart in all of the reds. If you got a black, that was it, you was out, and if you got a second dart in you only was allowed one dart in the red. If you got another one in, then you were out. So it is stay out of the black and in the red. Nothing in this game for two in a bed. Shades would sound a lot better. I think you've probably got the right accent for it. Really? They still show them there? Oh, and I thought another thing I miss in England, French fancies. For everyone else, they're these little cube cakes, like really light sponge, covered in pink, brown, and yellow ice. Like one's pink, one's brown, one's yellow, and it has like this little dome on top filled with cream. So you just you either bite the cake off and left with like this little cup of cream, or like you bite the cream off first and eat it whatever way you wanted to do it. But oh, French fancies! If you're at a computer, Google it. French fancies like cake, and oh, those things are so good. Right, anchor point. Line up the bands. Get the line to point. Right, so that was a bit low. Let's get some. I remembered my fluids. So that's one of the downsides about being a motor mouth. It's like talking all the time. It does dry your throat out. Oh, cheese straws were good as well. So it was called Bullseye. Actually, one of my school teachers was on it. I'll see if I can find the episode. But yeah, I don't know what they call it in North America. In England, it's called humanities, and that's like geography, history, anthropology, like all that kind of stuff, like countries in the world and cultures and like learning all that. They call that humanities in England. But it was my humanities teacher actually went on. It's called Bullseye. It was in the 80s, and it was basically a game of darts, but they'd have like different challenges. But they'd bully the ball, and he would like this, literally like he'd look like a proper darts player, like that. And whenever they missed, you'd get like this little cartoon bull go. Woo! It was a good show. It was on Sundays. I really liked it. Right, bottom of the circle. That felt wrong. As I let go, that felt wrong. But thank you guys for watching this. I appreciate it. You joining me in my little journey of improvement. Because as I said, I usually do like the 31 Days of Horror. Does anyone else like horror movies? Jockey Wilson. Oh my God, there's a name. Uh, Anyone else into horrors? I really love my horror movies. So I usually do the 31 Days of Horror, which I explained briefly in the video last night. But you watch a horror movie every day. But I'm finding I just don't have the time. Like for a 90-minute, 2-hour movie, like every night, I've got so many other things. So, as everyone does. So, right, line up the bands, point them to the center, lower it, and that looks like it went a little high. Yep, probably about a third of an inch above the bullseye. Yeah, horror. You do, Al. What's one of your favourites? Oh, 28 Days of Night from Shades. They've done, or I think they're making a new one. No, that was 28 Days. 28 Days, and oh, that's the vampire one, where they're in Alaska, and it's like the yeah, so Shades, yeah, 28 Days of Night. That's a good one. I did like the whole concept of it, and I was a fan because it's a graphic novel, whatever you call it. I was a fan of that because I'm a big vampire fan. That's why I was totally disappointed, like when they brought out these whole like I'm a vampire, but I'm really a vegetarian, and I glow in the sun, like all that. No, I want a vampire tearing people's throats out. 28 Days of Night is totally that. And the Strangers. That's the home invasion one, isn't it, Al? Oh, I watched that, the original Friday the 13th, a couple of weeks ago, like on Friday the 13th. That had to be done. That's a classic. Uh, I I think I prefer the third one. Which one was Tom? Was not Tom, but Kevin Bacon. Was Kevin Bacon wasn't the first one. That's a brilliant idea, Jorge. I'm totally going to do that. Not tonight, because I'll have to find some glue and stuff like that. That is a good idea. Put like one of those metal discs so I hear the ting. That's a really good fucking idea. Ah, shit! I said fuck. I might as well say cunt now as well. go for the hat trick. Shit, fuck, cunt. Oh, all right. Just wasn't over the fork. Yeah, this technique is getting there. Oh, by the way, just because there's only a few of us here, so you lot can know the little secret thing. But let me just go grab it. I think I might have mentioned this to Jorge at least. But you know, like you probably saw me grab it. You've seen me with this shelf that I put in, and it's like I said, I was going to put like things on it. Anyone, so you can be in on the joke now. When you look at the bottom left, so all the time when you're watching those videos, that word is right on the screen all the time. I was going to leave it as an Easter egg, but see if people noticed that it was there and they're like, what the hell is that? But the question is, would anyone actually say anything when they saw it? Right. to the anchor, line up the bands, line to the center, and that looks like a. That's definitely getting there. Even just in this one, like it's not consistent, but my aim is so much better than what it was. It's getting there, so it's going to be interesting. I'll tell you what, I've been chucking them down. What I'm going to do is write the date on these bits of paper, then somehow kind of like match them up and see how the groupings go over the days. It's been an interesting little thing. So he wasn't. I thought I remember Kevin Bacon being in the second one. Oh no, the second one is with the guy in the wheelchair. Yeah. And if for those that do love horror, if you haven't seen it, and I don't know where you'll get a hold of it, here in Canada you can watch it on Shudder, which is like the streaming horror movie thing. There's a documentary. It's ringing bells. I might have mentioned this already, but it's called In Search of Darkness. So as at this year, there's three of them. Each one is 4 hours long, and it's a whole thing about 80s horror and the evolution of horror. And they're working on the 90s ones now. But honestly, it's so good. So there's like 12 hours of documentary on 80s horror. Seriously, you'll, especially winter coming, you'll love it. But yeah, here it's on Shudder. 2 to 3 centimeters in the group. Let's see. That was the first one. I can't remember if you saw shades, but I've been sort of circling them. So that was earlier on today. So they're kind of a bit over the place. Oh, and just in case, like Al and Jorge, have you watched Shades videos? It could be me because of the whole tech thing. Totally into his videos, not just fanboying or anything, but he's got this drone that follows him. So he's got this drone just like hovering behind him while he's shooting. And then when he walks off to like, I think Shades, you can correct me. You had a bottle off in the distance, he's shooting at a bottle, and then also he just walks off to get the bottle, and the drone just follows him to the bottle. And then when he turns around, it sort of goes around behind him again, and it follows him back again. Like, so if you're into like nerdy things like it's so cool watching that drone. But the trouble is, got me like, oh, I really need a drone. Yeah, for these 7 meters, I need a drone. Right, anchor point. Line up the bands. Draw the line to the center and touch the bottom. Yeah, see that right near the center. I can see the light glowing through. So I'm not just speaking it out loud, doing, oh, this is what I'm doing. This is I'm trying to get it muscle memory. That's the term I was looking for. I'm trying to get it and make sure that I do all of my steps, all my gizmo rules, doing all my gizmos. Do your gizmos. I'm doing all my gizmo rules, making sure that everything lines up and that I do everything the same. Uh, oh, Al, Phantasm. Oh, you got that was amazing. The second one as well. Funny, the first one I can only remember the second one, and I think they got up to like five, maybe. The second one they're in like the mortuary kind of thing. They're walking around, and the guy gets the ball in his head, and all of a sudden the drill comes out and starts drilling between his eyes. And yeah, me and Jorge were talking Scream one night, just chatting, And because I've got the exact, not when I say the exact, I don't mean it's from the movie, but in the movie, the Ghostface killer person, uh, he uses a knife. The brand is Buck, and it's got the model is the 120. Like if you Google now Buck 120 knife, and I've got an exact one in a leather sheath, and I bought it. I've never used it. I got it purely for the. I'm just a big Scream fan. Carry on screaming. Oh, I actually got hold of those shades a while ago. All the Carry On movies. Um, for Al and Jorge. So the Carry On, they were like a group of uh, basically comedians, and they just made movies. Kind of think of it like a kind of a Saturday Night Live. They never done a TV show, but it was like Carry On Columbus, and it was all about Christopher Columbus. But it was all comedians in the movie, and all just taking the piss. Like History of the World. If you've seen History of the World, the Mel Brooks, it kind of a little bit like that. Like they're kind of doing storyline, but it's all comedians taking the piss, double entendres, and like doing the whole like seaside humour. I'm sure Shades knows that term, seaside humour. That's basically what it is, and they call it that in England because seaside. You go to seaside places, and the postcards are always like raunchy. Probably not these days because everyone's offended. But it's actually interesting, Shades. Like if you're near a beach place or a seaside, like let me know. Do they still do like the raunchy postcards, or is everyone offended? Sorry, I just come from a different age. Yes, I'm consistently in that circle. I just come from a different age where that this will come for you, Al, and you'll be better at doing the accent at saying this. But I come from an era where people like busting balls. Yeah, it wasn't just a New York kind of that kind of area. I know you're not in New York, but that kind of area. In England as well. 80s, 90s, people just took the piss out of each other because it was a bonding thing. And I imagine that now, like in England, like the word cunt, like you call each other that, like it's a term of endearment. Uh, I'm sure Shades would confirm, like, oh, you see someone, oh, how you doing, you old cunt? Oh, Great Yarmouth. I used to like Great Yarmouth. I was a bit further south, of course, 'cause I was just north of London. Yarmouth was a little bit of a drive, but I used to go to Clacton and Southend. Those were my beach hangouts. Right, line up the bands, line it up. I'm happy you guys can share this with me. See, I'm sharing. I don't have much in the world, but I'll share it with you. Apart from this, apart from Nobby, no one's getting Nobby. Even if I die, Nobby's going in the coffin with me. Oh, if you wasn't here, Shades earlier, by the way, yeah, I've called him Nobby. Hey, is that Leon? How you doing, Leon? Right, so we're anchoring, bands aligned, aligned to there, and did anyone else do that when you were like first learning and trying to hone skills? Like try and almost go like through your head, do this, do this, do this to try and get everything to work. I sound like an idiot at like a football game. Do this, do this, do this. I should cover up the can. I'm advertising. I should put the Target stickers on it. See, it's not just all the talking. Calgary is very dry. We're 3/4 of a mile up, and believe it or not, we are considered desert because we get so little rain and moisture here, so it's dry. Like, I don't know if it'd show up on camera, but everyone here, is it showing up? They call it crocodile skin because your skin goes like almost like scales when you stretch out your hand, like the back of your hand. It literally goes like crocodile scales because everyone's dry all the time. It's so dry here. But yeah, if you look at, we're actually considered a desert. It's that dry, but we're not, because to classify something as a desert, apparently it's based on the amount of moisture and rainfall over a year, and Calgary falls quite a bit below that scale. So even though it's not like what you'd picture a desert, like sand everywhere, but it is a desert because of the lack of moisture. It makes growing things difficult here. Right, line up the bands, draw the line, lower it down. I'm going to go and grab that bit of paper soon. Oh, just going back to the horror thing. One of my favourites, and I've watched it several times, is Talk to Me. If you haven't seen Talk to Me, geez, like, loved it. That was last year, I think last summer it came out. So this was the movie. Apparently Joe Rogan, uh, him and his daughter love horror movies, and they watched it one night. And apparently he called his people after they finished the movie to track down I think his brothers or twins that made it, to get hold of their people to get them on his show because he loved it so much. The good thing about that movie was, like, they turned down millions, or they gave it back because they got money from all these companies, and these companies, oh, we want it to be this, trying to change it, and they said no, we want it to be our movie, gave all the money back and just done it independently. And oh my god, it's a good movie. Right, line the bands up. Oh, I should do that little score thing that I've got on the screen. See, now that bloody shades, now you've said it about bullseye, I do, I want to get like an audio. It's a bullseye, and so like whenever I get it in the center, I can hit the space bar. And it's a bullseye. See, it's a nerdy thing, but it's really cheesy things like that that I really love. I love cheesy things, not cheesy like dairy things, but well, I do. Yeah, I like dairy. Does it show? Uh, but yeah, dad jokes, cheesy stuff, like all of that. I love dad jokes and that thing where people groan. Right, we'll do a couple more, then I'm going to go and get that target. So bands, draw the line, touch the point. Right, let's go and have a look at this target because I've shot quite a bit at this. Oh, wow. Sorry, I wish I could take you guys down there with me so you could actually see, like, when I first see the change. Right, so here's my grouping now. So there's definite improvement there. I'm still coming a little bit low, but just in like an hour, like, well, I mean, I've been talking for probably 55 minutes of that hour, but yeah, so let's grab one of these earlier ones. What are you doing down here? What? That's the doggies down here. Look, if I What do you want? I don't like you. I love you, really. What do you want? You just want company? Sorry, I got distracted because I had the dog come down. So this one was from what, half an hour-ish ago? So already there's a big improvement. Right, so anchor, so that I can't adjust the anchor, Jorge. I have tried a few things because I'm open to trying different things, but my anchor is I've forgotten the name of it. Was it the Torgus? I think it was. So that's that bit there. Oh, look at that side camera, so I can point right to it. So that's the Torgus, that little thing there. Um, like it feels weird. Anywhere else, it feels weird. That's a bit of clay. Let's chuck that down there. I've got so much bloody clay. I did have plans for it. So the reason I had so much clay is, right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put a can up, something, just something else. What I'm going to do, so let's get this. So, all I'm using, so when I started this channel, I was going to do something called Frugal Fridays. And it was going to be just trying to find things that like you could kind of get for free or really cheap. So all and I'm probably not teaching anyone anything here, but this is just from like one of those like pincer clips, they're like that, and you sort of fold them back on a triangle and squeeze them. I just literally got some of those from the dollar store. So I just hang it over the string, pinch them together like that, put the can on. So let's just do that. Because also, if anyone's wondering, like, yeah, I won't be here very, very much longer just because I'm sweating so much. And I could take my t-shirt off, but then you've got to see me topless. And for that, you've got to pay. That is behind the paywall. And I think the dog's getting lonely as well. I'll just do just a few more shots. So if you're thinking, oh, I want to go to bed or something, because I think the dog's lonely. Usually he comes down if he needs attention. So he probably wants his BACON and someone around, because usually I'm watching a movie or something by like 8 o'clock. So let's get that lined up. And out of interest, where did that hit the can? What do you want? That was pretty much spot on where I aimed. What do you want? Are you going to stay in front of here so I accidentally hit you? So the amount of crap that I talk and stuff like that, oh, people with editing skills could make me look so bad from grabbing one of my videos. Hands up, who cares? I'm one of those. If I was a stand-up comedian and I was getting cancelled, I'd be one of those that never ever apologises, unless I truly did do something really bad. But I would never ever do anything like that. Only nerd fans. Only fats. I would say I'm getting pretty good already. Now, so I'm not going to go, oh, yeah, well, that's it. No need to do the 31 days, because tomorrow's going to be a brand new day. And like, as everyone knows who's shooting, you get good days, you get bad days. A bit of your lug. Not sure I know what that means. Lug. I'm trying to think. Lug, lug. I'm thinking loogie, like loogie, hock a loogie. I'm becoming really good. I'm actually very impressed. But I'm still, regardless, it is going to be 31 days of shooting this frame. I'm getting it. I know this isn't exactly paper where I'm sort of going for a target. Maybe I should get another Penosaurus. Get Nobby to destroy a Penosaurus. That would be a good one. I could actually probably make one tonight. I say make one, like they're not that hard. Jesus Christ. They're not that hard. See, it just comes naturally. All it is, like, I got it from the China, one of the China websites, and it's just a plaster of Paris mold. So I could actually whip up some plaster of Paris and put one in and have it for tomorrow. What do you think? Should I do a Penosaurus for tomorrow? Sometimes I pick up these balls and I'm not sure if it's clay or not. It kind of feels a bit too heavy for clay, but I think that was clay. Yeah, because some of these are in half. I was going to say the reason I've got so much clay, that feels like clay. No, that's steel. A lot of my steel balls are rusty, so. But the reason I've got so much clay, I like messing around with other things, and I might get this wrong, but it's called, and I really want to do it. It's called a Dorodango or Dorodongo, something like that. It's a Japanese art, and what they do is Dorodong. I think it's Dorodango. It translates to mud dumpling, I believe, something like that. But basically, what they do, they just get mud or clay, and they just squish it into roughly a ball, and they roll it into a ball, and then you get like jars, and you sort of roll it around. It's almost like a meditation, and you get it really smooth. And then you add another layer on, and you keep adding layers and doing it. Anyone into MythBusters? Adam Savage, I think he did one, and actually they had a MythBusters episode. Well, they do. If you do MythBusters Dorodango, something like that, it was the one where they were doing Can You Polish a Turd? And they were literally doing the whole thing, but it was with different shits. Um, and yeah, they got it all like shined up, but it looks like so much fun. So I figured I'm going to get loads of clay ammo. When it all gets smashed up anyway, I'm just going to scoop up all the dust and just make one of these Dorodango balls. I don't know, like it might just be me, but if you look it up, it just looks so fascinating to do that. To just sit there with like different jars and things, just rolling it around to make it perfectly smooth, and they go shiny. They look like they're polished, but you don't use any polish. You're purely just using jars and cloth and stuff like that. But they go like so reflective. But that was the idea why I got so much clay. So I should sort that out. And I did have a thought the other day. I know I have many, many thoughts. I know I have many, 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 many thoughts. Um, because this is kind of my first year. Do do a lot of people still do lives during the winter? Because to me, I'm already in the basement, and I know a lot of people that are shooting outside. They're like, "Oh, I can't shoot indoors" or something like that. So do their lives like slow down or during the winter? Especially in Canada, because here in Calgary, usually it's minus 20-ish Celsius during the winter. We can go down to minus 40. So, and you can't. You just can't go outside in that. there's like they do health warnings here, and they say, and fact check it. It's something silly like exposed flesh starts to die within 6 minutes at that temperature. So you just cannot be outside. What's it like in New Jersey, Al? Do you get that kind of cold there? That's a good point. 31 days the same latex? No, it won't, Jorge. Just because of this latex, unless shades, don't do it in this chat because I might lose it, but message me or something what this latex is, and then I'll see if I can get some, just so that I'm at least doing it with the same latex. Because the ones I've got round, I've got a precise point 0.4, a precise 0.45, and a Omega Slings Electric White point 0.5. So I need to make sure that I'm going to try and do the same. Maybe that's an extra challenge, though, changing the latex. That could be a thing. But Al, so near Winnipeg, not really, no. Um, so where you are, if I'm right, you're below like either Quebec or Nova Scotia. Like that's kind of above you. So below, I'm in Calgary. Below me would be Montana. If I go straight south from where I am, it's about 6 hours to the border, 5 to 6 hours. But I would hit Montana. So it gives you an idea. I'm way, way over. There's only one more province to go. Like there's me in Alberta, then there's BC, British Columbia, with Vancouver, then it's the Pacific Ocean. Another reason it's very dry here because we've just got no ocean near us, and the nearest one is the Pacific, and between us is the uh, Rocky Mountains, like the ones that go through Denver. We're on that same mountainous thing, so that's why it's very dry here because we don't hardly get any moisture. Right, I'll do two more. Just so if anyone's like, "Oh, I want to go," like I get it. Yeah, and I'm getting tired out myself because I've also had a day at work. So I'll do two more, and then we will call it a night. No, you can't stay over. Go home. Is what every woman says to me. Actually, they say, "What are you doing in my house?" I'll call the police, but that's right. Last one, and then we'll call it a night because my throat's getting dry, and yeah. Right, last one of the night. Anchor, line it up, draw the line. And... Right, that's me done. I'm not going to do my usual thing because I can't add the fun little thing at the end. But thank you guys for joining me on this journey. I'm going to try and post at least a day before, let you know when. Hopefully, I'll be streaming. I'm going to check Double D's because I know he streams, and I think it might be 6 o'clock my time. So I'm going to check, but I'll go live after him maybe. But thank you all, guys. Have a great night or morning or sleep if you're shades because it's like 3 a.m. But have a good one. See you all on the next one.